Okay everybody, this is mooneydashcam. If you like these videos, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. Okay, let's get into it. Today, we are in Canarsie, Brooklyn, South Brooklyn. But we are mainly going to be talking about one of the deadliest crews in the Italian Mafia to date. So, it was Roy DeMeo's crew, and they actually were so deadly that they have a method of killing named after the club they would do it at. It's called the Gemini Method. Okay. I mean, this crew was intense. It was said that if they didn't kill a person a week, they would get depressed. That's how insane these people were. So, the Gemini Method was, if they didn't like you, they didn't like somebody, they'd lure that person into the side door of the Gemini Lounge that I'm going to be taking you guys to, by the way. Lure them into the side door. Most of the time, Roy DeMeo himself, would shoot the person in the head with a silenced pistol. With the other hand, he'd have a towel, wrap the towel around their head so the blood didn't get everywhere. While another person stabbed the guy in the heart to stop the blood from pumping a lot. Then they'd strip the body down, bring it into the bathroom, hang it upside down over the bathtub to drain the blood. They'd leave it for about an hour to drain the blood, and whatever blood was left would congeal so it wouldn't be too much of a mess. Take the body out of the bathroom, lay a big plastic sheet in the main room, and dismember the body. Cut off the head, the arms, the legs, and the torso obviously would be left. And then they dispose of that body at the Fountain Avenue dump. It's actually, I'm sure I've passed it maybe in a video before, but it's on the south side of the Belt Parkway. So many tons and tons of garbage were brought there that the chances of a body or body parts ever being found was slim to none. The law enforcement actually tried to run a whole operation trying to get recover some evidence of some sort, and they called it off. They thought it was going to be too expensive and too time consuming, and they wouldn't get enough evidence from it. So they were pretty smart in how they disposed of everything. They actually ended up nicknaming that dump as the Fountain Avenue Cemetery. So many bodies were brought there. So yeah, this crew was so crazy. It was thought they committed about 100 murders in their run, most of which Roy DeMeo did himself. He was that much of a sick fuck. Alright, we're turning on to, I believe, Ralph Avenue right now. Yes, Ralph Avenue. We'll be going to Flatlands and getting all the way to the lounge. So yeah, when you have a big, crazy crew like Roy DeMeo did, you get a lot of unwanted attention. Even the Gambino crime family didn't like what she was a part of, didn't like what he was doing, because it attracts a lot of attention when you kill that many people. So one night, he goes to his crew's house, one of his crew members' house, to have a meeting, talk to his guys. That night, he was also supposed to go to his daughter's birthday party. He never showed up to the birthday party. His family knew something must have been wrong. So 10 days later, he was actually found in the trunk of his Cadillac outside of a boat club in Sheepshead Bay with a chandelier. His partially frozen body was found with a chandelier on top of it, 4 gunshots to the head, and 1 in his hand. I guess when he saw the guys come with the gun, he put his hands up. I mean, so in the end, he was killed by his own crew. And eventually, after that, short time after that, his crew was mostly sentenced for life. 25 murders. That's what they were convicted of. 25 murders, sentenced to life. Most of the rest of the crew. And actually, Paul Castellano, the leader of the Gambinos, was indicted on contracting the murder. So he was the one who called the murder of Roy DeMeo. And then later on, Paul Castellano, while he was released on bail of that trial, he was killed by John Gotti, who allegedly killed by John Gotti, who then became the leader of the Gambinos. Pretty intense. So we're on Flatlands now. Probably about a quarter mile up is the Gemini Lounge, which now is, I think, a church. Pretty crazy to think that a place that probably over 100 people were killed becomes a church. I guess it's good. Turn a place of, like, evil, you could say, into a place of worship. But yeah, the bodies that they didn't dismember and get rid of like this, they were left on the street to send a message. Just like Roy DeMeo's body was left in his trunk. They easily could have done what they did to all the other bodies to Roy's, but they didn't. They chose to leave a message. Yeah, people that, their rivals or people that cooperated with law enforcement, otherwise known as rats, were killed and left in the street. Sorry about the rainy day here. Can't control the weather. Oh, Roy even actually, he was such a ruthless killer that he actually killed his best friend, who he considered to be a brother, and left him in his car on Cross Bay Boulevard, which I don't know if you remember. I had a Howard Beach video, which I'd probably pass, where his car was left with him inside. Yeah, apparently he was very torn up over having to kill his best friend. He didn't leave his office for 2 days. Craziness. Oh, if you want to know the boatyard that Roy DeMeo's body was found in, it's Verona Boat Club, Sheepshead Bay, kind of near Coney Island. Yeah, apparently towards the end of his life, he kind of knew that people were going to try and kill him. I'm sure he heard through some people that some people weren't too happy of him. So he was very paranoid. He walked around with a leather jacket with a shotgun concealed under it. I guess ready for anything. In that life, you kind of have to be. Right, we have a few more blocks here. Yeah, in my Canarsie tour, I was talking about how this neighborhood was mostly Italian. It was actually 80% white. And then in the span of like 10 years, it became 80% black. So this is not an Italian area anymore, but at one point it was, which makes sense why the lounge was here. Oh yeah, the Fountain Avenue dump where they dump most of the bodies has since been closed, and it's actually a park now. It's parkland, covered up in grass. It looks like a big grassy hill as you drive by it in the Belt Parkway. The address of the Gemini Lounge is 4021 Flatlands Avenue. If you're interested, you can look it up. Maybe look on some Google Street View and see what I'm seeing. Oh, I think I see it in the distance here. Yes, I do. So you know how I said they would lure them through the side door? This is it. The Purpose Life Church to the right. That's the main entrance, and that door right there, next to that storm cellar, was where most of the stuff went down. You get lured in there. I'm actually going to turn around, get a different angle. Those doors to the right. Crazy to think how many people went in those doors and never came out. Alright, that's about it. That's all I can talk about Roy DeMeo's crew. If you enjoyed the video, as always, please subscribe. It helps out the channel. Likes and comments also help. I appreciate everybody who subscribed. Alright, have a good one. Bye. Alright, I'm back for a second here. I forgot to mention that most of this stuff can be found in the book Murder Machine. It's all about Canarsie, it's all about the Gemini Lounge, it's all about Roy DeMeo and his crew. So I would really recommend reading that book. It's a very good read. Alright, just wanted to put that in there.